Bianca Belair walked into SummerSlam with a reputation that almost no one in WWE could touch. The EST of WWE has built her career on the foundation of being faster, stronger, and better than anyone else who dares to step in the ring with her. But this time, despite her incredible physical dominance and her unmatched connection with the fans, she walked out of the stadium without the WWE Women's Championship. And to make matters even more frustrating for her loyal fanbase, the manner in which she lost and the booking decisions surrounding it have sparked a wave of outrage that's impossible to ignore. For months, WWE had been positioning Bianca as one of the cornerstones of their women's division. She was the one to beat, the one you could always trust to deliver a high-quality match, and the one you'd expect to come out on top when the stakes were at their highest. Yet, when Tiffany Stratton stepped into the spotlight, it became clear that WWE was shifting gears. The result was a controversial finish that left fans divided, critics sharpening their knives, and Bianca herself with a lot to think about. The tension between Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton didn't just start on the night of SummerSlam. It's been brewing for months, with subtle jabs, social media shade, and the kind of quiet competitive rivalry that makes for great wrestling storytelling. Stratton, the self-proclaimed center of the universe, has quickly become one of WWE's most polarizing figures. She's confident, brash, and unapologetically over the top, a character that thrives on the fact that some people love her and others can't stand her. For Bianca, that kind of personality is both a challenge and a threat. She knows better than anyone that in WWE, your connection with the audience is everything, and while Bianca's connection is deep and earned, Stratton's is flashy and loud, and WWE clearly sees money in it. At SummerSlam, that vision came to life in a way that felt like WWE was putting all their chips on Tiffany Stratton. The match itself was a showcase of both women's strengths. Bianca's incredible power moves had the crowd roaring, and Stratton's athleticism and ring awareness kept her in the fight. But then came the moment that shifted everything, the interference. Whether you see it as a necessary twist to protect Bianca's credibility or as a cheap way to force Stratton over, it's impossible to deny that the interference changed the match's entire complexion. In the end, Stratton walked out with the title, and Bianca was left looking up at the lights, wondering what just happened. The fan reaction was swift and loud. Social media lit up with hashtags defending Bianca, criticizing WWE's decision, and accusing the company of sidelining one of their biggest stars for the sake of trying something new. It's not the first time WWE has made a booking choice that divided the fanbase, but this one feels different. That's because Bianca has been so consistently excellent that it's hard for fans to see any justification for her being pushed down the card. It's not like she's been losing steam. If anything, she's been getting better, refining her character, improving her promo work, and continuing to deliver in the ring. So why would WWE take this route now? Some believe it's about freshening up the division and giving Stratton a chance to prove she can carry the load as champion. Others think it's about setting up a bigger long-term story, one where Bianca's eventual redemption is even more satisfying. And then there are those who think it's simply WWE being WWE, making a shocking move just for the sake of the buzz. Whatever the reason, Bianca is now in a position she hasn't been in for a long time. She's chasing again, and that could either reignite her fire or frustrate her to the point of wanting a change. Adding fuel to the fire are the rumors about Bianca possibly being moved into a new storyline that has nothing to do with the title. Reports suggest WWE might pair her up in a tag team for a while, which would be a huge shift from her usual role as a single star. If that happens, it would almost feel like WWE is testing whether Bianca's popularity can survive without the championship spotlight. That's a dangerous game, because while Bianca is talented enough to thrive in any role, there's always the risk of fans feeling like their favorite is being wasted. Meanwhile, Tiffany Stratton is basking in the glow of her win, but the question is whether she can maintain that momentum without Bianca as her primary foil. Being champion in WWE is about more than just having great matches. It's about being the focal point of storylines, carrying yourself like the face of a division, and handling the pressure that comes with that responsibility. Stratton's confidence suggests she believes she can do all of that and more, but history is filled with examples of champions who weren't able to live up to the hype once they got the belt. If that happens here, WWE might quickly realize they took a big risk for little payoff. And while Bianca is dealing with her own setback, the larger women's division is shifting rapidly. Rhea Ripley is continuing her reign of dominance on the other brand. Jade Cargill is making waves as a potential crossover star, and Becky Lynch is still a main event level draw anytime she appears. The competition for top spots is fierce, and WWE is clearly trying to position as many women as possible as major players heading into the next year. That means every loss, every promo, and every moment on TV matters more than ever. What's interesting is that Bianca's situation isn't all that different from what we've seen happen to other big stars before. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, they've all had moments where WWE seemed to cool them off, only for them to come back stronger. Sometimes, stepping away from the title picture actually allows a star to rebuild their connection with the fans in a new way. The danger, though, is if WWE mishandles it, the momentum can be lost entirely. And with Bianca's star power being one of the most reliable assets in the company, losing that momentum would be a huge mistake. Bianca herself has remained professional in public, but there's an edge to her interviews lately. She's talked about staying focused, about not letting setbacks define her, and about always coming back stronger. It's the kind of mindset you expect from an elite athlete, and it's part of why fans love her so much. But make no mistake, behind the scenes, she's likely feeling the frustration just like her supporters are. She's worked too hard to be pushed aside without a fight. This all leads to the big question, what's next? If WWE wants to keep the buzz alive, they can't just have Bianca disappear into mid-card storylines. They need to give her a clear path forward, whether that's a direct rematch with Stratton, a high-profile feud with another top star, or even a surprise heel turn that shakes up her character entirely. A heel Bianca Belair is something fans have speculated about for years, and while it would be a massive shift, it could also be the kind of game-changing move that keeps her career fresh. In the short term, the smart play might be to keep Bianca and Stratton intertwined. The chemistry between them is too good to waste, and the controversy surrounding their SummerSlam match means there's already a built-in audience invested in seeing them go at it again. Add some personal stakes, raise the tension in their promos, and you've got a feud that could easily carry through to Survivor Series or even WrestleMania season. But WWE is unpredictable, and as we've seen with other stars, they're not afraid to change direction on a whim. For all we know, Bianca could be heading into a feud with someone like Charlotte Flair or even making the jump to challenge Rhea Ripley. That's the thing about being one of the top names in WWE. No matter where you are on the card, you're always just one storyline away from being back in the main event. Right now, though, it's hard to shake the feeling that Bianca Belair is in a holding pattern, waiting for WWE to decide whether they still see her as the future of the division or if they're ready to fully commit to their new experiment with Tiffany Stratton. For the fans, the hope is that this is just a temporary detour, not the beginning of a long-term slide, because if there's one thing everyone can agree on, it's that Bianca Belair belongs at the very top of WWE. She's earned that spot through years of hard work, unmatched athleticism, and a connection with the audience that can't be manufactured. And if WWE has any sense, they'll realize that moments like SummerSlam can be used as fuel for an even bigger story. Imagine Bianca clawing her way back to the top, overcoming obstacle after obstacle, and finally reclaiming the championship in front of a sold-out stadium. That's the kind of payoff that fans will remember for years. But to get there, WWE has to commit. They have to give her the story, the moments, and the platform to make that journey matter. Until then, the debate will rage on. Was WWE right to crown Tiffany Stratton at Bianca's expense? Was this a bold move to freshen up the division, or just another example of the company making a short-term decision without thinking about the long-term consequences? One thing's for sure, Bianca Belair's story is far from over, and if history is any indication, when she comes back swinging, it's going to be something special.